Hi guys, welcome again to Sunil Engineering Academy YouTube channel. As we all know, a special complete arithmetic series has been started in our channel and it has been running very successfully. This is another video as a part of that series and let's start the video. In this session we got some excellent collection of questions and here is the first question in this session. The ratio of the number of students in class A, B, C is 3 is to 5 is to 8. If 15 students added in each class, then the ratio becomes 6 is to 8 is to 11. How many total number of students were there in the class before adding the new students? Just to pause the video and read the question again. Okay. The ratio of the number of students of ABC was 3 is to 5 is to 8. Okay. The ratio of the number of students is 3 is to 5 is to 8. After adding 15 students to each of the class, then the ratio becomes 6 is to 8 is to 11. 6 is to 8 is to 11. And we need to find the total number of students present here. Okay. Just observe the ratio. That ratio of the previous number of students was 3 is to 5 is to 8 and in each session there was an increase of 15 students. In each session 15 students were added. That means there was an increase of 15 in each session. Just observe the ratio. 3 becomes 6 and 5 becomes 8 and 8 becomes 11. That means there is a common difference of 3 units between the terms of the respective terms of that ratio. That increase of 3 units in the ratio, that increase of 3 units according to the ratio is nothing but the actual number of 15 students. 15 students were added in the each class. Then that increase of 3 units must be from that 15 students. Then the value of 1 unit is 5. And we need to find the total number of students at present. And don't go with the present ratio. Always calculated on the previous ratios, not only in this case but in every question just to calculate the amounts on the previous ratios only. Okay, the sum of the terms of this ratio indicates the total number of the students. 3 plus 5 8 plus 8, that is 16. When the value of 1 unit is 5, then the value of 16 units would be 80. That means the number of students before that 15 students were added was 80. Then the sum of the number of students before those new students were added was 80. But there was an increase of 45 students in that school, in that classes. 15 each students were added in 3 classes. That means 15 times of 3, that is 45 new students were added. Then the present total number of students becomes 125. The present total number of students become 125. That is option C, 125 would be our answer. Just to move to another question. By mistake, instead of dividing rupees 117 among 3 persons PQR in the ratio of 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4, it was divided in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. Who gains the most and how much? Okay. 117 rupees were supposed to be divided among PQR in the ratio of 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. But by mistake, they distributed that amount among them in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. And we need to find who are the most beneficial person. Okay. The amount was supposed to be distributed in the ratio of 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. That ratio in terms of fractions when converted into a linear ratio is nothing but 6 is to 4 is to 3. 6 is to 4 is to 3. But how to convert that fraction into a linear ratio? Those students who are following my videos from regularly can be able to turn that fractional ratio in terms of linear ratio very easily. We have discussed about all this in my previous videos of part 1 and part 2. Please go through those videos and learn all these things there. Okay. When the fraction 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4 converted into the ratio, it becomes 6 is to 4 is to 3. But it was it was divided in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. 2 is to 3 is to 4. But observe here, the amount which was divided on both the cases were same, that is 117 rupees. Then the combination of ratio should be also equal. Then the combination of ratio should also be equal. Sum of the 6 plus 4 plus 3, that is 13, and sum of these 3 times is 9. Then sum of these 3 times is 9. But the amount which was divided in the two ratios was same of 117 rupees. To maintain the same value in both the occasions, just multiple the first ratio with the 9. Just multiple that first ratio with 9, this 9, and just multiple this 9 with this 13. Then we got the same amount on both cases, that is 117. 39s are 117, 9 13s are 117. Then the amounts they got would become 9 into 6, that is 54. 9 into 4, that is 36. 9 into 3, that is 27. 13 into 2, that is 26. 13 into 3, that is 39. 13 into 4, that is 52. That means the ratios of A, B, C were 54, 36 and 27 in the according to the first ratio, and 26, 39 and 52 according to the second ratio. Okay. Now we can say who was most beneficial. A was supposed to got 54 rupees, actually got 26 rupees, but B was supposed to got 36 rupees, got 39 rupees. That means B was beneficiated by 3 rupees. Okay. B is also a beneficiary person. But observe here, the most beneficial person would be C. He was supposed to got 27 out of that 117 rupees, but he actually, by mistake, he actually got 52 rupees. That is 25 rupees more than what he was supposed to got. That means C was most beneficial and by 25 rupees and by 25 rupees. So we can conclude that option D, C, 25 rupees would be our answer. Okay. Just to move to the next question. A man leaves 8600 to be divided among 5 sons, 4 daughters and 2 nephews. If each daughter receives 4 times as much as each nephew and each son receives 5 times as much as nephew, how much does each daughter receive? Just pause the question and read the question again. Okay. Some amount is there, namely 8,600 rupees, and that amount was distributed among 5 sons, 4 daughters and 2 nephews. There are some sons, there are some daughters and there are some nephews. Okay. Just observe the statement which was given in the middle portion of the question. If each daughter receives 4 times as much as each nephew, the daughter is getting the amount of 4 times to what nephew get. Let us assume that each nephew is getting 1 rupee, then the amount that each daughter is getting would be 4 times of what nephew is getting, that is 4 rupees. And each son receives 5 times as much as nephew. The son is getting 5 times as much as what the nephew is getting, that is, if nephew is getting 1 rupee, then son will get 5 rupees. That is 5 times of each, 5 times of what nephew is getting. Okay. But there are 5 sons. We assume that each son is getting 5 rupees, but there are 5 sons. There are 4 daughters, and there are 2 nephews. Then the total amount would be 5 times of 5, that is 25, plus 4 4s are 16, and 1 2 is 2. The total amount is nothing but 43 units. That 43 units is equal to 8600, and we need to find the amount what each daughter is receiving. We assume that the amount each daughter receiving is 4 rupees. Then we need to find the value of 4 units. If the value of 43 units is 8600, then the value of 4 would be 800. Then the value of 4 would be 800 rupees. That means the amount that each daughter is receiving is 800 rupees. That is option C. 800 would be our answer. Next one. 3,400 rupees is divided among A, B, C, D in such a way that the shares of A and B, B and C, C and D may be 2:3, 4:3 and 2:3 respectively. The sum of the shares of B and D is. In the previous sessions of basic videos, we have learnt about the combination or merge of the ratios. Here we got the three ratios of 2:3, 4:3 and 2:3 respectively, and we need to merge all of them into a common ratio of A:B:C:D. The merging process of ratios was discussed in the previous videos, and please go through those videos and follow my videos regularly to get all these tricks. Okay. The ratios were 2:3, 4:3 and 2:3. When we merge all these ratios, then we got the A:B:C:D. Yes, and we have learned the process in the previous video, and we are not going to discuss the process here, and we are going to get the final ratio here. 2 into 4 into 2, that is 8. Multiple this 3 with 4 and just go through the go downwards. That is 4 3s are 12 and 2. Sorry, 16. 16. 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24 is 2. 3 3s are 9 and 9 into 2, that is 18. Just go downwards, multiplying the each term, that is 3 into 3 into 3, that is 3 cube, that is nothing but 27. Then the merging ratio of A:B:C:D is 16:24:18:27. The combination of these terms of the ratios gives the whole amount, that is 3400. The merging of these or the combination of these gives us 16 plus 24, 40, 58, 75, 65, 85. The value of 85 units is nothing but 3400, and we need to find the sum of the shares of B and D. The share of B, the 24 indicates the share of B and 27 indicates the share of D. When we need the sum of the shares of B and D, that means the sum of the 27 and 24, that is 51. We need to find the value of the 51 units. 17 2s and 17 5s, just do some easily calculation, that is 40, that is 2040. The value of 51 units would be 2040 rupees, that is option A. The sum of the shares of B and D is 2040. Okay. Next question. 1 year ago, the ratio between Ram's salary and Shyam's salary was 3:4. The ratio between their individual salaries of the last year and this year is 4:5 and 2:3 respectively. If the total current salary of Ram and Shyam is 4290, then find the current salary of Rahul, not Rahul, Ram. Here, not Rahul, Ram. Not Rahul, Ram. Okay. The salaries of Ram and Shyam were initially 3:4, but the salaries of Ram and Shyam were increased as 4:5 and 2:3 respectively. When the salary of Ram in the last year was 4, then the present salary would be 5 rupees. When the salary of Shyam was 2 rupees in the last year, it will be 3 rupees in this present year. So, to get the present ratio of Ram and Shyam, let us assume the salary of Ram in the previous year is 3 rupees and the salary of Shyam in the previous year is 4 rupees, just as granted in the ratio itself. Let us assume the salary of Ram in the previous year is 3 rupees and the salary of Shyam in the previous year is 4 rupees. Okay. When Ram's salary was 4 rupees in the previous year, it is becoming 5 in this present year. When 4 is becoming 5, then 3 would become 3 into 5 by 4. That is 3 into 5 by 4, 15 by 4. 15 by 4. But according to the ratio, Shyam ratio was increased in the ratio 2:3. When the previous salary was 2 rupees, then the present salary would be 3 rupees. But the previous salary was 4 rupees. That means the present salary would be 6 rupees. Now the present ratio between the salaries of those two persons is nothing but 15 by 4 is to 6. 3 5s and 3 2s. Then the ratio is 5 is to 8. Then the ratio is 5 is to 8. The ratio between the salaries of Ram and Shyam is 5 is to 8. Okay. The present combined salary of Ram and Shyam is given by 4290, and we need to find the salary of Ram. That means we need to find the value of 5 units. When the value of the 13 units, that is 5 plus 8, 13 units is 4290, then the value of 5 units will be 13 3s and 13 3s 0, 1650. That is 1650 rupees. That is option C, 1650 rupees. That is the current salary of Ram. Here it is not Rahul, just take it as Ram. That was a typing mistake. Please excuse me for that. That is Ram. Okay, let's move to the another question. 1 year ago, the ratio between Mahesh and Suresh salary was 3:5, and the ratio of the individual salary of the last year and the present year is 2:3 and 4:5. If the total salary of the present year is 43,000, what is the present salary of Mahesh? The same question again, and I am expecting you to solve this question. I am expecting you to solve this question. This is the replica of the question what we just solved. Okay, just try to solve this question. It is the same type question. Next question. A policeman starts to chase a thief. When the thief goes 10 steps, the policeman moves 8 steps. 5 steps of the policeman is equal to 7 steps of the thief. The ratio of the speeds of the police to the thief is. Just to pause the video and read the question again. We need to find the speed ratio of police and thief. The speed ratio of two bodies is nothing but the ratio of the distance traveled by them in a particular unit of time. When time is constant, the speed ratio is equal to distance ratio. So to get the speed ratio, we are going to derive the distance ratio. Distance covered by the police and thief, then the distance ratio would be automatically equal to the speeds ratio of those two persons. Okay. We need to find the speeds of the police and thief. The speeds ratio of the speeds of the police and thief. When thief goes 10 steps, that means when thief made 10 steps, police can made 8 steps. Police made 8 steps. Makes 8 steps. Okay. But just look at the statements here. 5 steps of the policeman is equal to 7 steps of the thief. The distance covered by police in 5 steps is equal to that of the thief in 7 steps. That means in the previous videos we have learnt a simple thing that when 5 times of a number, that is 5 times of P, 5 steps of police is equal to 7 steps of thief. When 5P is equal to 70, then the ratio between P and T would be 7:5. 7:5. If you are not interested in writing all these things, you can. This is what we have discussed in the previous sessions. But if you are not interested in doing this simple thing, that is 5P equal to 70 and deriving the ratio between P and T, you can directly write that amount as 5 steps of the policeman. That 5 with the police just give to thief. Just that 5 with the police just transfer to thief. That is 5. And that 7 with thief, that is 7 steps of the thief. That 7 with thief just transfer to police. That means 7 here. That means 7 here. And just derive the ratio. That is what we need to find. 2 4s and 2 5s. Then the ratio of the police and thief, that means 7 into 4, that is 28 is to 5 into 5 is 25. Then the speed ratio of police and thief would be 28 is to 25. 28 is to 25. Where is that? Option C. 28 is to 25 would be our answer. Okay. These are the questions which were asked in the recent examinations. Don't neglect this type of questions. These are very useful in the coming examinations also. Next one. The same type of question. The question which before us is nothing but the replica of the previous question. Just solve the question within seconds. Tom is chasing Jerry in the same interval of time. Tom jumps 8 steps while Jerry jumps 6 times. But the distance covered by Tom in 7 steps is equal to the distance covered by Jerry in 5 steps. The ratio of the speeds of Tom and Jerry. We need to find the ratio between the speeds of Tom and Jerry. When Tom made 8 steps, Jerry made 6 steps. But the distance covered by Tom in 7 jumps is equal to the distance covered by Jerry in 5 jumps. That 7 with the Tom just transfer to Jerry, write that 7 here, and that 5 with the Jerry just transfer to Tom and write that 5 with Tom here. Just take the ratio and that ratio would be the required answer. 2 3s and 2 4s, that means 4 5s is 20 and 7 3s are 21. The speed ratio between Tom and Jerry, the speed ratio which we required between Tom and Jerry is nothing but 20:21. Where is that? 20:21, option D. 20:21 would be our answer. Just go through the next question. In the regiment, the ratio of the number of officers to the number of soldiers was 3:31 before the battle. Okay. In the battle, 6 officers and 22 soldiers were killed. In the ratio between the number of officers and the number of soldiers now is 1:13. Find the number of officers before the battle. Okay. The ratio of the officers to that of the soldiers. Before battle was 3:31. Before battle was 3:31. After the battle and during the battle there was a loss of 6 officers. And 22 soldiers. The ratio of the number of officers to soldiers before the war was 3:31, and during the war there was a loss of 6 officers and 22 soldiers. Due to this, the ratio of the officers and soldiers became 1:13. And we need to find the number of officers before the battle. That means we need to find the value of these 3 units. Okay. Just apply the mechanism which we have learnt in the previous sessions. Just observe here and make this question as there is the ratio between 2 numbers is 3:31, and 6 is subtracted from the first number and 22 is subtracted from the second number. Then the ratio between those 2 numbers becomes 1:13. Just take this question as what I am quoting now. The ratio between 2 numbers is 3:31. When we subtract 6 from this first number and 22 from the second number, then the ratio becomes 1:13 for what is the first number. This is what we are going to do. Just look the question like that. For that, we have a mechanism which we have discussed in the previous sessions. Just take the multiplication of 3 and 13, that is 39, and take the product of this diagonal, that is 31 and 1. The difference between 39 and 31 is nothing but 8. Just compare that 8 with 1 into 22 is 22 and 13 into 6 is 78. Then the difference between 78 and 22. Take the difference between 78 and 32, that is 56. The value of 8 units is 56, and we need to find the number of officers before the battle, that is 3. When the value of 8 units is 56, then the value of 3 units would be 8 ones and 8 7 3 7s are 21. That means the number of officers before the battle is nothing but 21. Where is that 21? Option C. 21 would be the correct answer. Okay. There is a terminology of regiment, soldiers, officers, all these things. But look at the question as what I am going to read now. There are 2 numbers. The ratio between those is 3:31. When 6 is subtracted from the first number and 22 is subtracted from the second number, then the ratio between those 2 numbers becomes 1:13. Find the value of the first number. This is what we need to look like at this question. Okay. Just solve this question by the mechanism which we have learnt from the previous sessions. Next question. In a colored picture of blue and yellow color is used in the ratio 4:3 respectively. Okay. If in upper of blue and yellow is 2:3, then what is the ratio of blue and yellow in the lower part? Very good question, and these types of questions are frequently asked in examinations, and the significance of these questions or the weightage of these type of questions has been increased in the present examinations. You can face this question in the coming examinations also. Very interesting and very good question which is going to be appear in the coming examinations. Okay, first of all, just solve these questions from the basics also. From the basics also, we can solve these questions very easily. Just read the question and understand what we are given and what we need to find out. There is a colored picture of blue and yellow. There were only two colors, namely blue and yellow, which are used in that picture. Okay. The total amount of blue and yellow which was used in that picture was 4:3. But in the upper half of that picture, the ratio of the blue and yellow was 2:3, and we need to find the respective ratio of blue and yellow in the lower part. Okay. Just observe here. Just take from the ratio, given ratio, that blue and yellow were used in the ratio of 4:3. That means the total amount that blue was used is 4, and take the total amount of yellow color which was used as 3. That means the total blue was 4 and the total yellow was 3. Okay. Out of 4, some blue was used in the upper part and some yellow was used in the upper part. Then the amounts of blue and yellow in the lower part would be get on the subtraction of what we used in the upper part from the total. That means the total amount of blue was 4. Out of the subtract what we have already used in the upper part, that is 2. This in this ratio 2 indicates the blue. 2 out of 5 of the half portion of the picture, that is half the portion of the picture, and the total amount of the picture would be 7. Why? The blue and yellow used to color this picture is 4:3. That means summation is 4 plus 3 is 7. Then the total value of the picture would be 7, and in upper half that value would be half of the 7, and out of those 2 out of 5 parts was blue. So subtract this where the amount of blue which was used in the upper part from the total amount of the blue. And to get the yellow, just do the same thing. Total yellow was 3 and used portion is nothing but 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 of the half portion of the picture and of the 7, that is full portion of the picture. From this simple calculation we can derive the answer. Just cancel these 2 20 minus 7, 20, just cancel this 2 and 13 by 5 is to 30 minus 21, that is 9 by 10. 5 ones and 5 twos, then the ratio would be 26:9. Then the ratio would be 26:9. 26:9 is the ratio of the blue and yellow color in the lower part. That is what we derived from the basics. Now just employ a method to solve these type of questions very easily. If you are not interested in the basic method, or if you are not comfortable with the basic method, then look at here which I am going to describe. Okay, there is a picture. Okay, there is a picture. There is a 2 parts of the picture. There is a picture and which is divided into 2 equal parts. There is a picture and it was divided into 2 equal parts. Okay, the total value of the picture would be 7. That means when we painted that picture with blue and yellow, it was finished. That means when we used 7 units, it was finished. Then the total, let us take the total value of the picture as 7 units, and the value of the some upper portion, that means yellow, blue and yellow was 2:3. This 2:3. The summation is nothing but 5. That is 5. Here this the total value was assumed as 7. Okay. To get the to get rid of the problems here, just take the value of the picture as the combined multiple of the 5 and 7. Just take the value of picture as the combined multiple of common multiple of 5 and 7. That 7 is from 4 is to 3, sum of the 4 and 3, and this 5 is from the sum of 2 and 3. Just take a common multiple of both 5 and 7, that is nothing but 35. That is nothing but 35. Now let us assume the total value of the picture. Let us assume that the total value of the picture is 70 units and 35 on the upper part and 35 in the lower part. Okay. When the upper value of the upper part is 35, then the value of blue and yellow would be the summation of 2 and 3 is 5. When 5 is becoming 35, when 5 is becoming 35, 5 ones and 5 sevens, 1 unit value is 7. Takes 2 value as 14 and take 3 value as 21. This is what the amounts of blue and yellow used in the upper part and upper part. Okay. Out of 70, the total blue and yellow would be in the ratio of 4:3. That means out of 70, when we distribute the amounts of blue and yellow from 70, it will become 40 and it would become 30. Out of the total blue, 14 units of the blue was used in the upper part. Out of the total blue, 14 units was used in the upper part. Then the lower part would get 26 units of blue. Out of 30 units of total yellow, 21 units were used in the upper portion. So the lower part will get 9. Then the ratio of the blue and yellow in the lower part would be 26:9. Where is that? Option C, 26:9. This is the best solution for this question. Okay. If you need explanation for one more time, I am going to give you, no problem. I would explain you once again. Just read the question again. And look how we are going to solve this question in exam point of view. We don't need to draw all these things. Just for the sake of your understanding, I am drawing a picture. Okay. There is a picture. The total value of that picture is 4:3 and the upper part, that is 2:3. The sum of 4:3 is 7 and sum of 2:3 is 5. Take a common multiple of both 7 and 5 as the value of one part of that picture. That is, the common factor of 7 and the common multiple of 7 and 5 is nothing but 35. Then take the value of upper portion of the picture as 35 and the lower portion of the picture would be 35. Then the total value of the picture is 70. Out of the 70, the values of the blue and yellow is in the ratio of 4:3. That means the 40 units and 30 units respectively. Okay. In the upper portion, the value of blue and yellow were in the ratio of 2:3. The value of 2 plus 3, that is 5. When 5 is equal to 35, then the values of those 2 and 3 would be 14 and 21. When the value of 1 unit would be 7 units. Okay. And we need to find the values of the blue and yellow in the lower portion. Out of 40 units of blue, 14 units were used in the upper portion. Then the remaining 26 units are going to be used in the lower portion. And out of 30 units of total yellow, 21 units were used in the upper portion. Then the remaining 9 units will be used in the lower portion. Then the ratio of the blue and yellow in the lower portion would be 26:9. That is 26:9. Option C would be our answer. Okay. This is the best explanation for this question. And you would see these type of questions in the coming examinations. Okay. Move to the next one. 2 candles of the same height are lighted at the same time. The first is consumed in 8 hours and the second in 6 hours. Assuming that each candle burns at constant rate, in how much time after being lighted the ratio of lengths becomes 2:1? Okay. Very good question again. I have collected some very good questions for you in this video. Not only in this video, in the entire sessions of my complete arithmetic series, you would get the best out of best questions. Okay. Just read the question. There are 2 candles of the same height. And which were lighted at the same time and those are burning at the same constant rate. Okay, we should be clear with that. Okay, now read the remaining portions of the question. First one is taking 8 hours. First one is consumed in 8 hours. First one is consumed in 8 hours and second in 6 hours. And second in 6 hours. Okay, each candle is burning at a constant rate. To satisfy this condition, that means two candles are the same height. Two candles are the same height. Let us take the same multiple, that means the common multiple of both the given numbers, that is 8 and 6 as the total height of the candle. Let's take the 24 units as the height of both the candles. The common multiple of 8 and 6 is 24. So let us take 24 units is the height of the both the candles. Then the consumption rate of the first candle is nothing but 3 units per hour. 3 units per hour. For 24 units, the first candle is taking 8 hours to be completely burnt. That means it is burning at the rate of 3 units per hour, and the burning rate of the second candle would be 4 units per hour. For the total length of 24 units, the second candle is taking 6 hours to be completely burnt. So the burnt rate of the second candle would be 4 units per hour. Okay. And after some time, the length of the candles becomes 2:1. 2:1. At the initial position, the ratio of the lengths of two candles was 24:24, and at the end of some time, the ratio becomes 2:1. 2:1. Just take the question as the two numbers are in the ratio 24:24, and when we take 3 out of the first number and 4 from the second number, then the ratio becomes 2:1. Just take like that. Just take the multiplication of 24 into 1, 24, and 24 into 2 is 48, and just to take the difference of 24 ones and 24 twos, that is 24. Just take the difference between them, that is 24. And take the difference between 4 twos are -8 and 1 into -3 is -3. The difference between -8 and -3 is 5. That means the time after which the candles became 2:1, according 2:1 is 24 by 5 hours. 25 by 5 hours. That is, when converted into the time, 4 hours and 4 by 5. 5 by hours. That is nothing but 4 hours and 48 minutes. 4 hours and 48 minutes. 4 hours and 4 by 5 hours is nothing but 48 minutes. Okay. Option C would be our answer. Next one. There are two candles, each of the same initial length. The first can burn in 24 hours and the second can burn in 16 hours. Both of them are lit at the same time, and after some time it was found that one of the candle was twice as long as the second. For how long the candle has been burning? The same question here. Take the common length of these two candles as the common multiple of both 24 and 16 as 48 units. That means the original ratio of those two candles was in the ratio of 4:48:48. And the consumption ratio, just take the consumption ratio of the first candle, that is 2 units per hour. For the 48 units of candle, it is taking 24 hours. That means the consumption rate is 2. That means it is reducing, so indicated by -2. No need to write -2. Just indicate that the reduction in terms of minus. And the consumption rate of the second candle would be 3 units. The consumption rate of second candle would be 3 units per hour. After some time, the ratio became twice as long as second. That means the ratio became 2:1. 2:1. Just observe here, this candle is burning at the lower rate, so the length of this candle would remain longer than the other candle which is burning at the higher rate. Okay. Just apply the same mechanism. 48 ones is 48 and 42 is the difference between 48 ones and 48 twos is 48. and divide that with the difference between the multiplication of these two diagonals. That is 3 2s are 6 and 2 2s are 2. The difference between those two is 4. When divided 48 by when divided 48 by 4, you would get 12. That is 12 hours would be our answer. Where is that? Option D. 12 hours would be our answer. These are the best methods to solve these type of questions. Okay, you would get nothing better than this in any videos. Next one. Two candles have different lengths and different thicknesses. Two candles have different lengths and different thicknesses. The longer one would last for 22 hours and the shorter one would last for 14 hours. Both the candles are lit simultaneously and after 6 hours both have the same length remaining. What was the ratio of the original lengths? Okay, this is very interesting question. This is also a category of candles question, but this is a very interesting questions. In the previous two questions we got we got two candles of same height, but here those two candles are not of the same height. Those are different. Those are having with different lengths. Okay, so we cannot assume a common multiple here as the length of those two. In the last previous two questions, we have a feasibility of assuming something as a common length of those two, since those two candles are of the same height. But in this question, these two candles are not of the same height. Those are different candles. So let us assume the height of the first candle as x and the height of the second candle as y. Okay. Then the consumption ratio of the first candle would be x by 22. To do x units of work, the first candle is taking 22 hours. That means the consumption rate or the work efficiency of that candle in 1 hour is x upon 22. In the same way, the consumption ratio of the second candle would be y upon 14. Okay, but both the candles were lit simultaneously and those two candles are allowed to be burnt for 6 hours. After 6 hours, the total consumption would be 6 times of the 1 hour consumption. 6 hours of the 1 hour consumption. That is x by 22 and x by 14 respectively. Then the remaining portion of those two candles became equal. Then the remaining portions out of x, the remaining portion would be x minus 6x by 22. Or you can take the 6x by 22 by simplifying as 2 3s and 2 11s as 3x by 11. Okay. Then the remaining portion would be 8x by 11. And the remaining portion in the second candle of length y would be y minus 2 3s and 2 7s, that is 3y by 7. Then the remaining portion would be 4y by 7. But it is given in the question that the remaining portions of those two candles is same. Then the remaining portions of those two candles same. That means 8x by 11 is equal to 4y by 7. Then the ratio between x is to y, that is the ratio between the initial lengths of those two candles, that is x is to y, would be 4:7 multiple with 11 by 8. That means 4 1s and 4 2s take as 11:14. Then the ratio between the original lengths of those two candles is nothing but 11:14. That is option A would be our answer. This is a very good question compared with the previous two questions. Okay, just repeat the video, repeat the video for so many times, for number of times which you are favorable for. Next one. Two candles are different lengths and thickness, and the short and the long one can respectively be 3.5 hours and 5 hours. After burning for 2 hours, the length of the candles become equal in length. What fraction of the long candle's height was the short candles initially? Okay. In This is also a very interesting question. This is also a very interesting question. Just to solve. Here also the two candles are of different kind. Okay, so we cannot assume a common multiple as the length of those two candles. We need to take it as different values. Let us assume the value of the first candle as x, and let us assume the value of the or length of the second candle as y. Okay, and then the burning rate of the first and second would be respectively x by 3.5, or write it that 3.5 as 7 by 2, and then the value would be 2x by 7. The burning rate of the first candle would be 2x by 7, and the burning rate of the second candle would be y by 5, y upon 5. Here we can conclude that this candle was completely burnt in 3.5 hours, and this candle was in 5 hours. 5 hours. Okay, but after 2 hours the length of the candles became equal. After 2 hours the length of the candles became equal. Okay, in 2 hours the first candle was burnt as 2 times of the 2x by 7, and the second candle was burnt as 2 times of the y by 5. Then the remaining portions are equal. Then the remaining portions would be x minus 4x by 7, and this is equal to y minus 2y by 5. Y minus 2y by 5. Then 3x by 7 is equal to 3y by 5. Just cancel the 3. Then the ratio between x is to y is equal to 7 is to 5. Then the ratio between x is to y is nothing but 7 is to 5. Then the ratio of the length of those two candles is equal to 7 is to 5. That is option A. 7 is to 5 would be our answer. This is also a very good question. Very good question. Just repeat the video for how many times according to your wish, and learn this process. Okay. Next one. In a factory, the salary of each of the worker is increased in the ratio 22:25, but the number of workers is decreased by 26.2 percent. Increase or decrease in the total amount of the salary is. There is a very good question. In a factory, the salary of each worker is increased in the ratio 22:25. The salary was increased in the ratio 22:25, but the number of workers were decreased in the ratio in the percentage of 26.2%. Okay, first of all let me make you aware of one thing. If there are two workers and the per head wage of that workers is 10 rupees, then the per head wage of those workers is 10 rupees. Then the total wage would be 2 into 10. That means the multiplication of those two elements, 2 into 10. Okay, the total amount or the total wage would be the product of the workers and the total and the per head wages. Okay, in the same way let us draw the wages of those workers. Okay, the salary of workers was increased in the ratio 22:25, but the number of persons, the per head salary was increased in the ratio 22:25, but the number of workers were decreased in the percentage of 26.2%. 26.2%. Just take the 26.2% as the summation of 10% plus 16.2%. Okay, for 10% we can drive the fraction value of the 10% as 1 by 10, and the fractional value of that 16.2% is 1 by 6. The sum of 1 by 10 and 1 by 6 is 16 by 60. When simplified we got, okay, 4 okay, 4 by 15. That means the total number of workers were decreased by 4 from 15. Then the ratio of the number of workers will become 15:11. 4 was decreased out of 5. Okay, then 15 becomes 11. Just simplify the ratio. 5 3s and 5 5s. Then the total wages became 66 is to 55. Then the total wages became 66 is to 55. The previous wage was 66 and the current wage was 55. 11 is decreased out of 66. 11 is decreased out of 66. 11 by 66 is 1 by 6, and 1 by 6 is, when expressed in the percentage, is nothing but 16 2 by 3%. 16 2 by 3%. That option A, 16 2 by 3% is our answer. Okay. Next one, there is no next question here. There is nothing next here, and let's move in the meet in the next video. Please like the video and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get instant notifications, and please share to your friends and encourage us to do more videos. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you.